Are big banks good at consumer fintech? You think about the losses over at Marcus, Goldman Sachs, the Frank acquisition by JP Morgan Chase. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think over time we've seen, a lot of the banks try to compete in fintech and haven't done the best job. I mean, frankly, you look at growth rates of payment volume going through the fintechs, whether that's Block or Square, or it's even the merchant acquirers like a Fiserv or Global versus the volume at banks, it generally is 3 to 4 times faster in the fintechs because they know how to reach consumers in a much more efficient way using technology. So we still don't think the banks have a good track record of really forming a good cohesive group to compete effectively.
Darren, it seems like most people with a lot of money in the U.S. have iPhones, which means they have Apple Pay. So who are the banks going to get on this thing?
Yeah, listen, there's no doubt that banks, I mean, they definitely get a little bit nervous, as Kate was talking about fintech companies inserting themselves between themselves and the consumer. They don't want to lose that relationship. But when it comes down to it, as we've talked about before, I mean, digital banks now are about 35% of total financial services downloads versus the largest banks. That's up from about 10% go back 3 years ago. So
but Darren, what I mean is, who's left? Like, do you have to dislodge Apple Pay for the premium banking consumer if you're going to succeed here? And what are the chances of them actually being able to do that?
I don't see it very likely. It's a fair point. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, use of Apple Pay at the point of sale is up 60% year over year because it works. It's easy. Frankly, PayPal's investing heavily in improving its own checkout experience. It's hard for me to imagine the banks spending that much time and money on the checkout experience online cohesively together and dislodging someone like an Apple Pay.